So if you don't know me, my name is John Vaughn. I'm the founder and CEO of Tier 5 software development firm. We have lots of different software products. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a chatbot from scratch. Essentially, that's going to be a product support chatbot that will allow users to log into our different softwares. And the software specifically is going to be RoboContact, and they're going to be able to log into the software. And through the chatbot, they'll be able to actually submit any of their customer support requests if they have any bugs, or if they have any issues, or if they need any type of training and they need to learn how to use the software. They're going to be able to actually go in and do all that inside the chatbot. All right. So this is a typical RoboContact account. Let me just log in and show you this. So here's a RoboContact account. RoboContact is essentially a software that allows you to run campaigns, and whenever you run campaigns, what you do essentially is you pick a location, a particular location, like let's say San Antonio, Texas, or Los Angeles, California, and then you're going to pick a specific keyword for your. You're going to pick a specific keyword for your niche. Like let's say you're looking for dentists, or let's say you're looking for car dealers. And it's going to go out and search everything. Maybe it would be better if I just actually log in my account and show you real quick instead of logging into some random person's account. So let me just log into my account real quick and I'll show you. And then we'll get started with the chatbot build. The chatbot build won't take super long. Thank you so much, Joy. So this is also, this is my account, but it's not the right account. So let me grab the right account real quick. Let's see, I think this one will be the right account here. All right, so essentially you can see here are essentially, like for example, I ran a search for New York, and I was looking for pet shops, okay? Because let's say I want to generate leads for pet shops because I'm going to try to sell them a chatbot, or I'm going to try to sell them some social media services, or I'm going to try to sell them something, or maybe I just want to buy a dog, all right? So you can see that I run this search, and it's brought me back essentially 71 leads from New York that are all pet shops. So now essentially what I can do is I can select everybody, and then I can come down here and I can process this. And what it will do is it will go out to everyone's website. It will find their emails. It will deliver them your email sequence, your intro email talking about you and talking about your company. And then it will go out and it will find their contact us forms, and it will automatically generate their contact us forms, okay? It's really, really easy to use. You just go into this campaigns, and for example, let's do San Antonio lawyer. All right, and we're just gonna pick San Antonio, Texas, and then let's pick San Antonio. Here's San Antonio, Texas. Let's pick lawyer. All right. Now you have a group of email messages. These email messages are essentially, when we find these leads for you, when we find these businesses for you, what we're going to do is we're going to go out to their websites. We're going to find all the email addresses on their websites, and then we're going to send to their email addresses the email message that you've given to us. So you can create, let's say you've got 20 different things that you're trying to sell. You can create 20 different groups of emails so that you can target these people and choose what email you want to send out to them. So I'm going to send out, let's say, this Click Connect. This Click Connect is an email that talks about one of our software products called Click Connect. All right. You can also have a contact message group. The contact message group is essentially the message that's going to be submitted in their contact us form. Okay. We're going to find the contact us form on their website, and we're going to automatically submit it with your message. So I'm going to pick that message group. Your profile group essentially is you or your salespeople or your clients. It's whoever you're trying to generate leads for, okay? So let's say I'm trying to generate leads for myself, or I'm trying to generate leads for the Click Connect group of salespeople. So I'm just going to click them. Now what the profile group is going to do is on the contact us forms on any website, they ask you for your name, they ask you for your email, they ask you for your website, they ask you for your phone number sometimes. Well, where we're going to get that information from is from your profile group. We're going to go to your profile, we're going to grab your name, we're going to grab your email, we're going to grab your website, we're going to grab your phone number, and we're going to stick all that data in the contact us form, and then we're also going to put your contact us message in the form. And then also whenever we send out emails on your behalf, we're going to go to your profile and we're going to grab your email signature and put that in the email and actually authenticate and send an email out from your actual profile. All right. So now we're going to actually just run this search here. And you'll see as we run this search, it's going to be a pretty quick search. It doesn't take long, and you'll get back all these leads. You'll get back a list of lawyers in San Antonio for this particular example. Okay? Now, this live video is not about robocontact. It is about building a chatbot for robocontact. So why this is happening, we're going to go in and just build a chatbot for robocontact. So we're going to build a blank bot here. I'm going to go ahead and rename this bot to be called robocontact. All right, so now I've got this bot set up. So now the first thing that I'm going to do, obviously, is I'm going to come in and I'm going to actually connect this bot to my robocontact Facebook page. All right, so here's my robocontact Facebook page. First, I'm going to come over here to robocontact, and I can see if I click send message here, I don't have any chatbot whatsoever set up here. I can see really easy I don't have any chatbot because there's no start button here on the messenger. All right, if I were to have a chatbot, then the first thing I would see is a start button. All right, so let's get my chatbot set up. It's as easy as this. I just click that button right there, connect to Facebook page, and voila, just like that. Now I have a chatbot set up. So let me delete this real quick. Now I can test this. Now you can see I have a get started button there because I've now successfully deployed a chatbot here to robocontact. So what I want to do real quick is I want to go to robocontact here, and I want to do something like this. And then I'm going to come back over here to Facebook. I'm going to come over here to my settings. And then in my settings, I'm going to come to messaging. And in messaging, I'm going to come over here to show a messenger greeting. Okay? So I'm going to turn this on. And then I'm going to change this. And I'm going to put in some data here. All right, I've got a couple more characters that I can put in, so let me go in, and I'm just going to go in and put this right here. Actually, I think is enough. So I don't have enough characters there, so let me grab enough characters. I think this could be enough characters. If you could just please don't bang on your mic. There's no need to just bang on your mic. That. All right, so there we go. That's my welcome message. So that's one thing that you're not going to actually set in Chatfuel. You're not going to set that welcome message in Chatfuel. So now I've got my welcome message set up. There's one other thing that you want to make sure that's turned on is this prompt people to send messages. You want to make sure that that's turned on. What that does is, what that will do is now anybody that comes to your Facebook page, if they come to your Facebook page, your chatbot will automatically pop up. So that means if somebody comes to your Facebook page, whenever they come to your Facebook page, the message between you and your page will automatically pop up anytime they go to your page. So now if somebody actually comes to your page, the first thing that's going to happen is your messenger is actually just going to go ahead and pop up for them, okay? As long as you have that turned on. So let's take a look here. Now, here's my little welcome message here. Now my welcome message has been set up. So now I have a chatbot successfully set up right here on my Facebook page. Let's go back to robocontact. You can see now my little lead list. If you remember at the beginning, we went in and we searched for San Antonio, Texas. We searched for lawyers. So you can see in just a few minutes, I've got 179 leads that are lawyers in San Antonio that now I can go in and process these people, and I'm going to deliver them my message. I'm going to send them out an email and deliver them my series of email. And then I'm also going to go in and essentially fill out their contact us form and deliver them their message in my contact us form. But again, this is not about that. This is about essentially building a chatbot. All right, so when we build a chatbot, there's a few things that we really need to do. And remember, this is a from scratch build from the ground up. We didn't have this chatbot. We're starting everything on this video from scratch, ground up. So from scratch, ground up, there's a couple things that we need to configure. The very first thing that we want to configure are these two things right here, our welcome message and our default message. So let's just go ahead and configure our message. Okay, so we're just going to ask this person this. Now what we're going to do is something that I always do standard. All right, I always create a group of blocks called helpers to help me out with stuff. All right, I'm going to have another thing here called customer support. All right, so I'm going to have another thing here called customer support. One of these, so my first thing is going to just be about Robo contact, in case anybody wants to know any information about this software. I'm just going to cut here and grab some information from here and pop that in there. See if I can find any more good information. Let's just grab this right here. Put that over there. And let's come back over here and grab this. All right. So now I've got an about message where if somebody wants to find out a little bit more about RoboContact, they can get some information. We could just go ahead in here and add a button called, view website. We can grab a little button, visit website, and then just grab these guys right here, put them in here. There we go. All right, so now these guys have some basic information about RoboContact. For us, that's all we need right now. I mean, there's no need for me really to get in depth and actually build out so much information about RoboContact, because that's not essentially what this live video is about. But you get the point. So I'm going to come back over here to my welcome message. I'm going to add a quick reply, and I'm just going to put about RoboContact. All right, and if a user clicks that, I'm just going to send them over here to about RoboContact. All right. Now I want to go in and change my default answer. So what I'm going to do for my default answer is I'm just going to get rid of it for right now. All right. So what that means is if you send a message to my chatbot and I don't understand, the chatbot doesn't understand what you're talking about, it's just not going to do anything at all. Now I could go in and add a message here that says, sorry, I didn't understand you. That would just get repeated every time you send me a message that I don't understand. But here I'm going to leave it empty, because essentially what you guys will learn in a future video is in this default message, this is where we're actually going to tie in our AI with Dialogflow. So anything that we don't actually understand really in the chatbot, we'll send out to an advanced artificial intelligence, a natural language processor called Dialogflow. It's Google's NLP. So we'll essentially, anything that we don't understand that comes in the default answer, we'll ship that off to Dialogflow to let that AI actually process everything and understand everything, and then ship us back to information here so that we can understand what the user is actually talking about. So for our intents and purposes, we're just going to leave this default answer blank. All right. So now the thing that I really want to accomplish in this chatbot is I want people to be able to submit customer service tickets in this chatbot. All right. So some of you guys may be in the Tier 5 community, and if you're in the Tier 5 community, you know that inside the Tier 5 community, we've got a strong community of entrepreneurs, digital marketers that get unlimited access to all our softwares and stuff. And sometimes they put product support issues. I think I seen one earlier a little bit from actual Kevin. So somewhere in here I seen one from Kevin where he had a product support issue for RoboContact, and right here. So he's got a little bit of product support issue for RoboContact that he needs help with. So instead of him posting this in the group and coming to the group and posting it, what we're going to do is we're going to build out the chatbot. So any issues that you guys have in the software, you can just submit the tickets right inside the chatbot, and they will instantly go to one of these developers that's sitting out here, and they'll go in and check out your issue and then resolve your issue and then contact you back and let you know that your issue is resolved. All right. Now, this will all be an automated process, so you can understand how it's going to save me a lot of time and save me a lot of money by not having to have somebody physically do the intake for any of your product support. All right, so for that, we're just going to create a little bug request here. All right. All right, so they can submit a bug. That's what we're going to do. The first thing we're going to do whenever they go to submit a bug, all right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up a user attribute. And the reason that we're going to do this, if you want to know the reason that we're going to do this, the reason that we're going to do this is since in ChatFuel we don't have any visual builder like we do in MiniChat. So in MiniChat, if you guys have ever built a chatbot in MiniChat, what you would notice in MiniChat is you've got, you know, a start of a message like this. And from that message, you can actually say, you know, hey, here's some text with a button. Here's some more text with a button. You know, here's a picture with a button. Maybe here's some quick replies here. And in ManyChat, you've got a visual builder where you can say, hey, if a dude clicks over here, he's going to come over here. If he clicks here, he's going to come over here, which is going to be a conditional thing that routes him over there or routes him here, and then he can come back over here. If he clicks over here, he can come over here first and do something, and then from there, he's going to do there. If he clicks here, he's going to come over here, et cetera, et cetera. In ManyChat, you've got a visual builder like this where you can visually build stuff. On Chatfuel, you don't have any visual builder like this. And what that means is we have to take a little bit, we have to use our brains a little bit and decide what we're going to do. And I know what's going to happen here. So I know the flow here is a user is going to come in, they're going to want to submit a bug. In order for a developer to actually be able to go in and resolve this bug and check out the issue, I'm going to need your email address. That's the first thing that I'm going to want to collect. All right. Now, I also know that collecting your email address is going to be somewhat of a redundant process, meaning that there's going to be several different times, not only whenever you're submitting a bug, there's going to be several different times where I'm going to want to actually collect your email address. All right. So what I'm going to do is make this out to be a redundant process here, so that I'm going to make this out to be a redundant process so that I can just put somebody in here, and if I need their email address, I can send them someplace else and then grab their email address, and then I can just send them right back here and continue on the flow. All right, so I'm going to put in what I like to use is an intent, okay? I like to use intent. Now keep in mind, this is a user attribute. We could call this foo. We could call it, you know, foo bar. We can call this thing whatever we want. It's just a placeholder for us to store data, okay? It's a little box, all right? A user attribute is just a little box that we have that we can put information inside that box. So I like to call mine intent because I like to store what the user is actually going to do, all right? Because what we're going to have, and you're going to see, is we're going to have a router inside our chatbot, and that router is going to route people in our chatbot based on their previous intent, what they were wanting to do, because we're going to be moving them around all over the place, okay? So, so we're going to say submit bug. This is his intent. This dude is intending to submit a bug to us. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to do get user's email address. All right. And then we're just going to come in here and get this guy's email. All right, so we're going to ask him for his email, and we're going to store that in a little box called user's email. All right, so if we need to collect the user's email, obviously, like I said, he's going to submit a bug, and he's going to say, hey, you know, I'm having this issue with the software, and we're most likely going to be, well, say, hey, did you go through the training videos, because that's probably what happened. But he's going to want to submit a ticket and say, hey, this thing isn't working for me, or I'm having an issue. So I'm going to have an engineer actually log into his account, go into his account, just like I showed you here, you know, just like I showed you here, I can go in and we go in and administer it, and I can go in and find his account. He'll be giving me his email. Here's everybody's accounts right here. So I need to go in and actually log in as this person and figure out what's happening in his account. So I can't do that unless obviously I've got his email address. So I'm going to collect his email address. So here I've got his email address. Now, once I get his email address, I need to finish this bug submission. All right. So essentially, to show you this what's happening, and let me just draw it out to you. This is a bug submission. All right. This is this guy right here, that submit bug. All right. Now he's going to come in here. We set his intent. All right. First we set in his intent. Then we have to check to see if he's given his email address. All right. If we have his email address, if we know his email address, well, we can continue down this process here. If we don't know his email address, then we got to go get his email. Okay? So now we got to get his email. And remember, in Chat Fuel, everything's a linear process. So here we're going to get email, just like we're doing right now. We're going to get email. All right. Well, now we have his email, and somehow now that we got his email, now we got to get him right back down into this process again. So in order to do that, we're going to introduce a concept called a router. Okay. This router, what we're going to do now with this router is, instead of getting this guy here, so maybe I can erase that guy. Yeah. Instead of sending that guy over there, what we're going to do is, what we're going to do is something, but I just lost something. Okay, so what we're going to do now, instead of sending him over here, we're going to send him over here to this router. This router is going to check the intent, okay? The router is going to look at the intent, and he's going to say, hey, if intent equals bug, then he's going to route him right back over here. All right, so we're going to set his intent again. We're going to check to see if we have his email. Well, we already have his email, so he doesn't have to go over here to get his email. And now we can continue on our process to do the bug submission. All right, so hopefully that all makes sense to you and you guys are understanding that. If not, feel free to ask me questions. So now in order to do that, we need to create, not here because I don't want to do it here. I always create the router and the helpers. All right. So now we're going to have a go-to block, and we're just going to say, hey, if intent is equal to, and we're going to do submit bug. All right, so if intent is submit bug, we're going to send the dude back to submit bug. So from over here, we want to send this guy over to our router. All right, so now this guy's in our router. So now we can come back over here and submit this bug. And now essentially what we want to do is have a go-to block that essentially says if user's email is, and then we're just going to put in here not set. That's a keyword from Chat Fuel. So not set is a keyword from Chat Fuel, just meaning this does not have any value whatsoever. By value, I mean there is nothing stored inside the box. It is just an empty box. All right. So if this dude's user email is an empty box, well, I need to go out and get his user email. So I'm going to send him over here now to get email address. He's going to provide his email address. From there, I'm going to send him to the router. From the router, I'm going to find out that his intent was to submit a bug, and I'm going to send him right back over here to submit a bug, go through the same process. The only thing is his user email is no longer not set, so I can continue this process. So first I need to put over here, get user's email. So now I'm just going to verify. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to verify. Some users could have more than one account. So we have users that have several different accounts. So since a user can have more than one account, I'm going to verify that the email that I have currently stored for him is the email he wants to submit a ticket for. If so, we can continue. If not, I need to send him over to get the email address for the email that he actually wants to submit the bug for. So I'm just going to ask him, are you wanting to submit a bug for your account with this email? And then I'm going to put in their user's email. All right. And then I'm going to ask him yes. If yes, then we're just going to continue. If no, then we're going to route him over here and get his email address. All right. So now this is done. All right. So now essentially what I need to do is I need to get some user input from him. All right. So now I'm going to say, please tell us about the issue you are having in one single message, please. All right, so I'm going to call this issue. So now I'm just going to ask him, hey, give me a message and tell me what your issue is. All right, so now he's going to describe his bug, and I'm going to say, you know, what is the URL, web address, web page address you are having the issue with. And let's give an example, and let's just go in and give an example and find my account again. And let's log into my account and just pretend we're having some issue somewhere. Let's pretend we're having an issue here. So let's drop drop that back in there. All right, so now you can see an example of what we're actually looking for, and we're just going to call this issue URL. All right. And then we're going to ask him to also provide a screenshot. Please provide a screenshot of the issue you encountered. So now we're going to ask him to take a screenshot and submit a screenshot of the actual issue. And we're going to call that issue image. All right. So now essentially we've got our bug report. We've collected all the information that we need to now have an engineer go log into their account and actually check the issue and find out what the problem is and be able to respond back to them and tell them, you know, hey, here's what the issue is. You did this wrong, or oh, we see a problem. We're going to get an engineer to fix this for you. Okay. So now we're just going to tell them thanks. All right. So now we're just going to give him a message that this has been done. All right. So now what we want to do is essentially we use as a company, we use Teamwork. Okay. Teamwork is our project management tool. As you can imagine, we're a software company. We have over 40 engineers that work here for our company. So you can see all the different software projects that we have going on right now. These are all different software projects that we're in the middle of building right now. All right. So some of these, to some of you guys may seem familiar. Progenesis is actually a fertility clinic, which is really cool. So they essentially predict fertility patterns based on genomic sequencing, which is really cool. Panny Bay is actually an adult live streaming webcam site where, you know, you can go in and tip girls and they take their clothes off and stuff. That's one of my favorite projects. It's really cool. All my developers really love working on that one. Link Wizard, that's one of the core tier 5 softwares. Magic App, another core tier 5 software. So these are all different software projects that we manage. All right. So this is what we use as a project management tool to go in and manage our software products. All right. So here is the project board for robocontact, where you can see here's a bunch of workload that are scheduled. These are new features and stuff that are scheduled to go out. Here's some competitor research here for scope leads because they're a somewhat similar platform that does similar things. So we're going to do some competitor research on them. And if we find that they have features in their software that we like, I want to say that we steal them, but I'm not going to say that we steal them because we model them is what we do. So if we find that they have a bunch of cool features and we can implement them in our software, make our software even powerful, then we just model out their features, okay? So this is essentially a place that developers go every single day to get their work, all right? So I can see right here that I've got a developer right now, like there's an engineer sitting in this room right over here. His name is Shamim. And I can see that he is actively working on this task. He's actively out there right now writing some code on this task, all right? So every single day they come in here and they check this out. So now we've got some customer submitted bugs, and whenever a user goes into the chatbot and they submit a bug report, I want it to go right to this list right here so a developer can easily see it and they can go in and actually resolve it. So in order to do that, we're going to use Zapier. I am a certified Zapier expert, by the way, so if you check on Zapier and you actually check their expert programs and you go look at all the Zapier experts, you'll see there's not that many Zapier experts. And we here at Tier 5 are actually one of the certified Zapier expert partners, which means we know how to do pretty much anything in Zapier. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my dashboard real quick because I want to create a new folder called robocontact, because if you remember, we just set this chatbot up live from the beginning, and what I like to do is whenever I'm building a chatbot, if I'm going to use Zapier a lot in that chatbot, I like to create a little folder, and all my zaps for that chatbot, I like to just stick in that folder. So if I need to go edit anything at any time, I can go in and easily find it. All right, so now I'm going to go in and make a zap. Now whenever I make this zap, hey, let's make that zap. Now whenever I make this zap, one of the things, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a webhook. All right, a webhook, I'm going to use a catch hook. A webhook is just like a little, you can think it's just a little listener that's sitting there listening, and you can tell it some stuff and give it some information, and then it will pass it on to your workflow. So I'm going to use a catch hook because this is where I'm going to actually send data to. All right, so I'm going to use this catch hook right here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this right here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my chatbot here, and now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to add, first I'm going to add a comment, and then after this comment I'm going to add a JSON API plugin. All right, and then I'm just going to say, you know, Zapier, and this is Robo contact chatbot, Robo contact. And then I'm going to give the link to the actual Zapier application. So this is just a comment, a note. No one is ever going to see this but me. But now it will allow me, whenever I see this JSON API plugin, to quickly understand, hey, what is this doing? And if I need to make any edits to it, I can just click on this link right here, and it will just take me right back to the Zapier application. Or I mean, I guess I can't click on it. I guess I have to. I guess I got to like double click on it and then just do like that. And then it will open up specifically. Right now it's not opening up because I haven't saved this zap, and until I save it, the zap is nothing. So it will open up in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this catch hook right here. I'm going to copy it to my webhook. I'm going to come back over here to Chat Fuel. I'm going to post it in there. All right. So now, what data do I want to send to this webhook? Well, I want to send this dude's name. I like to send names because I like my developers to know that these bugs that they're fixing are coming from real people. So I like to have that association where the developers, whenever they see these bugs, they can understand, hey, this is coming from a real person, because it gives them a little bit more urgency. All right, so I'm going to send this dude's name over there. I also need to send his email. I also need to send the issue that he's having. I also need to send the image of the issue, and I also need to send the image URL. All of this data I need to send over there because it's all part of the bug report ticket. So that's all the stuff that I need to send. All right. So now one of the things that I want to do is come in over here before I finish up, and I'm going to add a group here. This is my AI called customer. All right. All these groups do is allow you to find AI responses really easy. So I'm going to add an AI rule, and it's going to be bug or submit bug, and then I'm going to respond with a submit bug block. All right, so now what I should be able to do is come over here to my chatbot, hit get started. I'm going to see my get started message, and all there is about Robo contact. I can say submit bug. So now you can see I hit submit bug, and the very first thing he does is say, hey, what's your email address? I need your email address to submit your bug. So I'm going to give him my email address there. And now he's going to ask me, are you wanting to submit a bug for your account with this email? Yes, I am. Please tell me the issue that we're having. Campaign is stop processing. All right. So now he asked me for the URL. What is the URL? So I'm just going to tell him, you know, hey, here's my URL here. This is the URL. Now he's going to ask me for some screenshot. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take some screenshot and be like, okay, here's my screenshot of this issue that I'm having. Before I do this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and say, I did this because as soon as I do that, my data is going to actually be sent to Zapier. So now there's a screenshot of the issue that I'm having. Now my bug report is done. All right, so now I've actually submitted my bug report. So that's great. Now I can come over here to Zapier. Here's all my data that's came in. So here's all my data about the bug. That's great. Let's give this guy a name. Submit bug report Robo contact. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Teamwork because that's what we use. We use Teamwork projects to manage all our software projects. I'm going to create a task. So now I need to go in and find this project. I just have to wait a second while Zap here does this little thing, and I'm going to go find robocontact. There's robocontact. Now it's going to ask me what task list do you want to put this on. Well, I've got a specific task list called customer reported bugs, so I'm just going to put it on that task list there. All right, now it's going to ask me for the content. Well, the content, I'm just going to say bug report from, and then I'm going to give this dude's name, user, email, and then I'm going to give his email. All right. There we go. Now the description, I'm going to put, again, user name, and I'll just put his name there. User email, I'll put his email there. Again, like I said, I just like my developers to have a personal connection with the people. Users issue. So now let's put his issue there. Let's put the issue URL. And here's that issue URL. And then let's put the issue screenshot. And then let's put in that user's image. Issue image. And that's it. That's everything I need for the most part. So start date, due date. I'm not going to put any of that information in. Who is responsible? So let's go in and actually let's go in and actually, we could assign this. I could assign this to one of my engineers if I wanted to, but I'm not going to assign it to any engineer. So what I am going to do is I'm going to add a bug here called customer bug. This will add a tag in Teamwork so that we can easily track this down the line and see, okay, hey, this was a customer bug that we've had to fix. Do I want to attach any file? Nope, I don't want to do any of that. So now I'm all done. All right, so now this is all done. Now I'm just going to wait. All right, so this is all done. I'm going to finish this. And I'm going to select my folder, Robo contact. I'm not sure why I have two, honestly, but no big deal. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to turn him on. All right, now I'm going to come back over here. You can see here's my bug right here, already in here. So now I already have a bug in here. It says customer bug. The user was John Vaughn. Here's his email. Campaign stop processing. Here's a little screenshot that shows what the actual bug was, et cetera, et cetera. Now the developer can come in here and just actually do this. So let's delete it. Let's come back over here to Chat Fuel. One of the things that we want to do is come in here to configure, and we're going to set up our persistent menu. We're going to add an item, and it's going to be about Robo contact, and we're going to reply back with about Robo contact. We're going to create a customer support menu. That's going to be a sub menu. And then we're going to go in here and have training videos. And actually, we're not going to have any training videos right now because we got plenty of those inside robocontact itself. So right now, we're just going to put submit a bug. And then we're also going to come in here and put submit a bug. All right. So now he can easily do that. We could also come over here maybe in our welcome message and put submit a bug. I mean, we could put that there, but I don't really want to put that there because why would I not want to put that there? Because as new people come into the chatbot for the first time, maybe they just want to find out about robocontact, maybe they just want to find out about pricing. I don't want them to see that one of their main options is submit a bug because that could give them the impression that it's a buggy software. So I don't want it to be so visible to them, all right? So that's all we're going to do there. So now they do have a way where they can go in and actually submit that bug. And now we're pretty much all done, all right? So now let's come back in here. Let's come over here. Here we go. We've got about robocontact, where now they can get some information delivered to them about robocontact. They can go visit our website. They've got some customer support where they can submit a bug. Now they can submit a bug. Now you can see whenever they submitted a bug this time, we didn't ask them for their email address because I've already got their email address. So we didn't have to ask them for their email address this time. We can already infer it because it's already stored in the system. But what we are going to do is we're just going to verify that this is indeed the account that they want to submit a bug for. For me, it's not, so I'm just going to say no, it's not, and now it's going to ask me for the actual email, and I'm going to give a different email address because I've got a few accounts. So I'm going to give them that email address right there. And it's going to just verify, are you wanting to submit a bug with this? I'm going to be like, yes, obviously I do. Please tell us about the issue that you're having. You know, not really having any issues with the software. All right, now he's also going to ask us for some, let's go to this message group right here just to give a different URL. He's going to ask us for the URL that you're experiencing the issue in, so I'm just going to give that. And then he's also going to ask us for some screenshots. So let's give him a screenshot because he wants a screenshot. All right. So he's got some screenshot there. Great. So let's come back over here and give him a screenshot. Now that bug's been submitted. So let's just look, and you'll see in real time that bug will just get added right here. So we won't have to do anything. There's that bug. You see it just got added right there in real time. All right. So you can see that, you know, the user's name is John Vaughn. There's his email. User issue, not really having any issues because he loves the software. There's the issue URL they can go check out. And there's the actual screenshot that was provided by the user that describes the bug a little bit more. All right. So all pretty straightforward. Now the only other thing that we need to do is we need to come in here and we need to grab this right here. And we need to come over here to Chat Fuel. We need to come over here to configure. When we come over here to configure, we need to come right here to this domain whitelisting. Put that right there. And we're also going to go to this messenger extension. We're going to put that right there. We're going to whitelist our domains. All right. Now we're going to come over here to this Grow tab. And we're going to enable this customer chat plugin right here. We're going to put that right there. We don't need any ref. We could add a ref if we needed a ref, but we don't need any actual ref. If we wanted a ref, what we could do is we could create a ref that goes directly into the submit a bug block, and then we could just create this customer chat widget, and we could put it inside the software. And then as soon as you click the chat widget, it's just going to prompt you directly to submit a bug because that's what we're going to assume that you want to do because you're inside the login of the software. So we're going to assume that if you're interacting with the support chat, that you need some type of support. So what would that look like? That would be really easy. We could just go in and do something like this and put something like this inside, let's say, inside app. And then let's go in and create a link here. And we're just going to call this logged in. We're just calling it logged in for no reason, just arbitrarily. So, and we're just going to say, hey, name, love having you as a user. What can we help you with? And here we'll just put in submit a bug ticket. All right, submit a bug ticket, and then we'll just submit a bug. And then here we're going to do something else. And then if he says something else, all right, we'll just do that. Now we've got this is inside the app, and the reason that we created this is so that we can come right over here, back to this Grow tab here. Now we can enable this guy. We'll give our domain again, and this optional ref will pick logged in right here. So now once we have this, then we can essentially just, when they click on that customer support widget, which is very similar to this, I mean, this is the customer support widget that you see right here. This is just not for the Robo contact bot. This is for the tier 5 bot. Whenever they click on it, we can drop them directly into that inside app because we know that they're a logged in user. We know that they're not, I mean, the big difference is here on this page, I don't know if the person is a Robo contact user or not because they're not logged in. If they see this customer support on this chat, well, I know that they're logged in because I know they're a user because they're logged into the platform. So, so now I just need to come over here and add a backlog that says, actually it's not going to be a backlog. It says add this support chat inside the login dashboard. All right, so now I got my chat script. Now I'll have a developer go in and add that in, and that's it. So I'm not sure if you guys have any questions, if it all made sense to you. Any questions that you guys have? If you guys have any questions, I've got some time I can answer some questions for you. Anybody have any questions? Or are you guys all good? Everybody understand? Cool. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to go back to work. I got quite a bit of things to do today. It's Friday, so I got a lot of stuff to do. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming.